Hello, Battletech fans, and here we are again with another Battletech Heavy Metal mech review, and today we take on the Vulcan. So, the Vulcan is supposed to be a light infantry attack mech. So, that is its intention. It's a 40-ton mech. So, it's one of the 40-tonners that we're going to get an addition to, alongside the Assassin. So, it's not just going to be the Cicada anymore. Thank God we're not getting that anymore. Because every time I saw the 40-ton symbol on the battlefield, I was like, oh, here we go again. We're going to see a Cicada. Terrible. But nope, we get the Vulcan and the Assassin. So today we're going to take on the Vulcan. And the Vulcan 2T standard layout is going to be an AC-2, a medium laser, a flamer, and a machine gun. So really nothing to write home about. But the mech is, apparently HBS was like, it's a little lackluster, so we want to give this thing a little bit of a boost. So its quirk is going to be support weapons get increased range. So that is its quirk. So that's not terrible. So just looking at that layout, I can see maybe, having, two small lasers on there, and if you have any kind of lost tech small lasers, you're going to be doing some damage for sure. And the reason being is you're a light mech and you're fighting other light mechs, you're going to have higher accuracy with the support weapons. So I feel like the Vulcan is just going to be a pretty good mech early on. I wish I can get my hands on it so I can kind of play with it and see what kind of builds I can make with it. But just having the AC-2 on there and medium laser plus two small lasers, I feel like it could be pretty devastating to other light mechs, for sure. So I think all in all, for the early game, I give it maybe a high 6.5 to 7 right now. I'm not really sure about it. I feel like it could be a good mech, but is it really going to be? What's its armor like? Is it fast? I want to get my hands on it. Yeah, I can look at Sarna and I can say, oh yeah, it's going to go maybe this far and this far, and no, I'd rather get my hands on it. So my guess would be this thing might move close to Jenner speed, I would imagine. At least to make it viable. But I think in the early game, this mech will be good, for sure. So it could be one of your starter mechs. And I honestly think it's it's not a bad choice. Not something, again, to write home about, but at least, your support weapons can get at range and you can hit a lot more or more reliably. So that's a good thing. The mid game, against other medium mechs, I mean, I don't know, maybe a harasser at best, getting behind the enemy, and then taking back strikes is where I see this mech. And then maybe just staying at range and being a little light harasser. I'm trying to back this mech up a little bit, but I just feel like it's just going to be a little lackluster in the mid game, and I feel like it's not going to get any higher than a potential 4 out of 10 scale for me. And then, I'm being very generous with the 4. But, I'll say a 3.5, mid to late game. And then for the late game, I feel like it's going to be a non-existent mech, unfortunately. And then even with the coil weapon, I have to get my hands on coil weapons. I have to see how they work. But if it moves at generous speed and how the coils work is, how far you move, is, how much you move, is how much damage potential is created with this thing, from what I understand. So Do I see this thing being viable late game? Not really. And I want to give it some benefit of the doubt, but I really, really need to play, and I feel like same for you guys, like you really need to play the game, get your hands on it, and kind of get a feel for how it's going to react in the late game. I mean, even with fully upgrade everything, I just don't know. And as much as I like HBS and what they've done so far, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make lights more viable in the late game, but I just don't see it. I don't see it yet. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't see it yet. So, I just feel like as an overall, it's good in the late. It's good in the early game for sure. It's gonna be a mech that you might want to start with. You know, you might be okay with starting with in your lance. Acquiring it, you know, it's not bad, but you know there might be some other mechs out there in its weight class, or not in its weight class. Actually, you know what? Once we talk about the assassin, I feel like the assassin might outclass it in every sense because of its quirks. But yeah, I just honestly feel like the Vulcan is not. I think out of the entirety of this list, it's not. It's probably the worst mech out of the list. And it looks cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a really cool mech. But I just don't see it being that viable mid to late game. I just don't. All right, so that's gonna be my review of the Vulcan 2T. Let me know in the comments below what you would do with the Vulcan. If, you know, maybe there was something else that I missed, or, you know, maybe you have some other kind of idea to use the Vulcan. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the rating button as well. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Take care, everybody.